Hello and welcome to this activation exercise video. I'm Robbie and I'm a part-time student at LSSM. I also head up all the worship for both the part-time and the full-time school. And we're going to talk a little bit about prophecy. I'm aware that you've already looked at this earlier in the week, and so hopefully you have learned a bunch and God's been doing amazing things. But we wanted to give you another activation exercise for this just to help with that. So just quickly as well, an example for me in just how useful this can be is just prophecy can really speak to people and can really shape and form our view of ourselves and also of our destinies. And so for me, growing up, holding on to words that people had given to me and had spoken over me really helped me to know who I was and who God was calling me to be. And that helped me to focus my attitude and decision making and everything around that in the light of who I was. And so therefore all the choices I make and all the things I wrestle with, that plays into it, and that gives me a real sense of confidence of what God's will is for my life and for me and my character as a person. So actually, as an example of that as well, I like to keep them and to collect them. I'm sure many of you do this. If you don't, really encourage you to. And once, as a present, my wife lovingly wrote out in shorthand pretty much all the words I'd ever collected over who I was and what I was called to do. And she basically made a big sheet of paper and wrote them all out in like a calligraphy kind of style thing, and then framed it. So I've got that now in my bedroom, which isn't here, so I can't show you it. But then I can look at that and remind myself of who God says I am and what He thinks about me. And that's just so centering in my core to have that. So really encourage you to practice giving these words, because you could be doing that sort of a thing for someone else. You could impact and shape the course of destinies with this stuff, and really it gives someone the encouragement they need to really go for it and to really go with God. So first of all, we want you to take time to pray and to ask God for a word for yourself. It's got to be encouraging. Remember, we're looking for buried treasure in chests of our hearts. We're not looking for old dead bones in the closets that we're hiding. This isn't a time to guilt yourself. This is a time to ask God for His honest, loving opinion of you, and declare it over yourself. Then we want you to do the same for someone else outside. So go out on the streets, phrase it like an encouraging word. It doesn't have to be a scary prophecy, thus says the Lord. Just give them a word of encouragement and bless their day. And who knows, you might really impact them for their future. All right, guys, have a good one.